your nipples are gonna be a little bit sore. You know, cracking, bleeding, chapped, red. Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Morgan. Today I wanted to give you my top 5 tips for breastfeeding success. So breastfeeding is a journey. It can be challenging at times, and it also is such a beautiful thing. I know that in those first newborn days, it can feel so overwhelming, either as a first-time mom or a mom new to breastfeeding. Trying to figure it out, you're trying to figure your baby out, latching, and if they're getting enough, if they're getting too much, there's burping, there's gassiness, there's all of these things that can contribute to feeling overwhelmed when it comes to breastfeeding. And I thought it would be helpful to give 5 tips from a more seasoned mother. I have 3 children. Just see if I could give some advice. To a certain degree, it's nice to get advice. I sought advice often from my own mother, but also at the same time, you kind of just have to learn on your own. You have to learn this new little baby that you have. You're getting to know one another. So it's kind of a journey you take on your own, but it's also nice to have a little bit of advice here and there. So take what you will from this video, and yeah. So tip number 1 is get yourself a breastfeeding pillow. Whether that be, this is the Boppy, a Boppy or a knockoff brand Boppy, or I think there is a My Breast Friend. I think Snuggle Me also has a breastfeeding pillow. These save my back. These help me so much. I have used this Boppy since I had my first daughter, and I am using it with my 3rd daughter as well. I use it at every single feeding. If you can't get a Boppy, just make sure you have a designated pillow even to use. Some people don't feel they need this, but I am larger chested and I can't just like hold my baby with one arm and have my other arm free. I kind of need both hands. So this saves me, saves my back, saves my arms, and it just gets them really comfortable and cozy. It just fits around you here, and your baby, just whatever side you're nursing on, they just feel so cozy in here. So I highly recommend investing in some sort of nursing pillow. That is my first tip. Get some sort of nursing pillow. My second tip is, before you sit down and get ready to nurse your baby, gather all of the things that you're going to need, like your water bottle, your phone, or your Bible, or a book, or whatever you think you're going to need, a snack, a lip chap, I don't know. Gather everything at a side table or near you in arm's reach, so that once you sit down and you get comfortable, you get your baby latched, you can just sit. You don't have to get up mid letdown or while your baby is finally latched and is drinking, and then you need whatever. Just get yourself set up so that you're comfortable, and whatever you need will be within arm's reach. Now, this is really good for when you're a first-time mom, but when you're a 2nd time or 3rd time, or however many kids you have, sometimes this doesn't necessarily apply. Oftentimes I'll be mid letdown and one of my babies is on top of the counter, or my kids are fighting and I need to get up while holding my baby and go deal with whatever the situation is. And oftentimes that includes milk spraying everywhere, all over my baby, all over the floor, all over myself. So you kind of just have to go with the flow on that one. But I think it does help just to get yourself organized, get yourself set up before you sit down, so that you can just focus on your baby nursing and being latched properly, and you don't have to worry about, oh, I need this mid letdown, because that's sometimes not very fun. My 3rd tip is to just trust your instinct. I know that oftentimes when you are a new mom or new to breastfeeding or whatever, you can get so many different opinions flooded towards you. And while it's very nice to get advice, sometimes it's hard to know what to do with the advice. So I would just say, listen to your own God-given motherly instinct when it comes to that, and take bits and pieces of other people's advice and apply it if you feel like you need it. Especially in this day and age, it's so easy to feel like you don't know what you're doing. Even I still struggle with that. This is my third baby, and I often still feel like I don't know what I'm doing. But I think it's because we're bombarded with so many different ideas and opinions and whatever online that it's hard to just trust your gut instinct. So I would say just go with the flow. Trust your gut instinct because it's probably the best one. Just try and shield those outside voices on social media. If you're getting too many opinions from other people, just, you know what to do. You are still struggling. It's always nice to talk to a lactation consultant. With my first daughter, I had a lactation consultant come in the hospital, and that was very, very helpful. With my second and third, I didn't because they both latched right away and I actually didn't really feel like I needed it. Go with the flow, trust your instinct. You know what to do. You know what is best for your baby. God gave your baby to you for a reason because you know how to mother your baby better than anybody else. My tip number 4 is to get some sort of gripe water or gas drops or some sort of homeopathic gas solution, and to do your research on how to get gas out of babies. I find the hardest part for me in those very early days breastfeeding is just getting the burps out of my baby. With each of my babies, I've always struggled with getting burps out. They take forever to burp. They either don't burp at all and then they're very gassy later and very upset, and they just get so tense and their bodies are so little, and it's just sometimes really hard to get the gas out. And so we use gripe water and we find that it works. We also have some homeopathic drops that you can use for easing gas pains, and just look up some exercises you can do on your baby. There's certain gas massages you can do on their little tummies. It's very helpful to look that stuff up. Just have an idea of what you want to do when that situation arises, so you're not caught in the middle of the situation and not know what to do. Tip number 5 is get yourself some nipple butter or nipple balm or lanolin cream, anything, because in every single experience I have had with each baby, your nipples are gonna be a little bit sore. Cracking, bleeding, chapped, red. I don't mean to scare anybody, but it just can happen. It just takes a little while for your nips to get used to, a baby feeding on them every 2 hours around the clock. I use lanolin cream. I have heard that the Silverettes cups work amazing. I have never tried them. Maybe do your research on that. But yes, get yourself some sort of cream. Some people use nipple shields. I never have. Just do your research on what type of product or item you would like to use to just kind of ease the pain, because if it's painful, that can lead to more of the frustration and whatever with nursing. So, and always, if you're unsure of your latch, ask a lactation consultant or your doctor or whatever. I don't think a latch is supposed to be painful, but there can be some discomfort in regards to your nips because, your nips got to get used to it. It's a lot. Do your research, figure out what you want to use so that you're not left with cracked, bleeding, dry, sore nips, okay? I guess those are my top 5 tips for breastfeeding success. And if you guys would like a video on my top products that I like to use in regards to breastfeeding and all the things that I use to aid in success, let me know. I can do a video on that too. I kind of already touched on the boppy, but there's a few other things that I didn't mention in this video. So if you're curious and you want to know, just comment down below so I know you want to see that, and I will make that video. So congratulations to you if you are pregnant or soon to be having a baby. I pray that you have all the success in your breastfeeding journey. And if you're not pregnant or breastfeeding and you're just curious, I hope this video was informative to you. Oh, this is going to be a bonus tip. I'm going to add this in. I was just about to turn my camera off, but I just thought of this. Bonus tip number 6 is invest in some good nursing bras, because there is nothing worse than being uncomfortable while, the yitties be getting bigger and you're leaking and you're trying to get comfortable. just invest in some good nursing bras. I use the Momanda nursing bras. I actually have a code for them. I can leave a link in the description below. You can get them on Amazon too, I think. My code, I'm not sure if it works on Amazon, but regardless, I'll leave the link in the description below. These are them. They work with all of my dresses, which I really enjoy, but they're just a really soft ribbed material and they're very comfortable. They just have a snap here. And they have a very thin strap, which usually I find very uncomfortable, but on these I don't. And I find that they are supportive enough for what I need. You can get some that have no clasp in the back or do have a clasp. I have both. They have so many different options and they're just the comfiest thing ever. My first 2 breastfeeding journeys, I used just some random bras off Amazon and they were very uncomfortable to sleep in. These ones, I never had a problem sleeping in them. Get yourself some good nursing bras. Mom Cozy is sending me a couple nursing bras to try out, but I haven't received them yet. So I can let you guys know if those are comfortable as well. But yeah, the Momanda ones, those are my favorite, but there's so many different kinds. So just do your research. Just get yourself some good, comfortable nursing bras because you basically live in them. Especially if you're bigger chested like I am, I need to have a good nursing bra. Invest in some good nursing bras. So that's my bonus tip. So there you go. Thank you for watching and I will catch you in the next one. Bye guys.